I'm Kiara.
Grace.
And Maddie.
Max.
Jenna.
Abby.
Hi, my name is Ivy Hartman. Today I will be giving my informative speech. When did you get your first job? I got my first job at the age of 14 at a sit-down restaurant in my hometown. I didn't understand how important this job was at first until I got enough money to open my own bank account. Looking back now at 16, I understand all the skills that I've learned at this job and why it was so important I learned them at a young age. Getting a job at a young age is important because it teaches kids personal finance skills, develops responsibility, and eases the transition into adulthood. When I had to open my first bank account, it was not my first decision. I would have rather gone and spent all of my money at Target, but my mom had realized the problem and had sat me down to have a conversation. We began by talking about the future, about moving out and college and how scary it all seemed because of the money aspect. Then she eased this conversation into how I could help through saving money. We talked about what a bank account was and the difference between a checking and savings account and how I could earn interest. We also talked about how I could put most of my money into that bank account and save just a little bit so that I could have some fun spending money. All of this personal finance information has helped me in everything that I know today. And it helped me do things like save up for a car, so I was able to buy my own car at the age of 15. I wouldn't have been able to save all this money if it hadn't been for the second skill that I learned, responsibility. I learned responsibility very quickly, because unlike a chore, I couldn't skip this job if I didn't want to go, because I was having a bad day. Once I learned this basic sense of responsibility, I was able to further this responsibility in other things. Like if I made a mistake at work, I had to take responsibility for that, whether it was to the customer or the boss, no matter how scary it seemed. And I've used this responsibility in every aspect of my life, and I know that I will continue to. Together, these skills and more have prepared me for the most important lesson that any kid can learn in working at a young age, which is the ease transition into adulthood. I've learned to budget so I can better budget bills, loans, and food when I go off to college, and I've learned how to take responsibility so I can take responsibility for things like homework and a clean space when I don't have a parent there nagging me to keep it done. Kids need a job from a young age because it teaches them personal finance skills, develops responsibility, and eases the transition into adulthood. My experience further proves this, and I know that I've learned all these skills, and I know that I will need them in the future. I recommend kids get a job as young as they can. This doesn't always mean 14, this can mean 15, 16, or 17 for some. I just recommend you get one before college. When did you get your first job?